Many of you have asked, how corrupt is this court? Is it really as bad as you say? Well, yes, it is. How can I prove it to you? Well, here's the chronology of one case I finished today. It's a pack of 3 tickets that my guy got on his way out to the Hamptons in April of 2022, 15 months ago. Scheduled for trial August 9th of 2022. Officer didn't show. They said he was sick. Okay, we get it. September of 22 was set for trial again. The officer didn't show again. What's the excuse? Child care issues. They actually accepted that as an excuse for him not coming to court. Child care issues. The guy made $209,000 in 2021, but no, he couldn't afford a babysitter. Could they give me a new trial date? No, they didn't have one, but they let me come back in October of 2022 to argue that he should get his license back. I did. They didn't give him his license back. I came back again a month later, and it was marked a final because the cop didn't show again. They said he was sick again. On for February 1st of 2023, on for trial again. No officer, no explanation. Okay? I argued that the suspension should be lifted now. If nothing else, if you won't dismiss it, at least dismiss the suspension. The judge ruled that suspension of more than 3 months pre-trial is improper. So it was finally lifted. He had been suspended for 10 months at that point. 10 months. On April of 2023, they scheduled us to be back in town on a date when I told them my guy's out of the country and I'm on trial in the city. Didn't want to hear it. I was rewarded by an FU date when they knew neither of us could appear. If either of us failed to appear, it's a default judgment against my client, and they know that. So I had to send an affidavit of certified engagement and ask the court to reschedule it, telling them that he's out of the country and that I'm on trial elsewhere. I finally got to court because they didn't do anything about it. I had to barge in there and say, when are you going to do something about this and reschedule this? Oh, we leave it to the day of, the clerk said. If you leave it to the day of, neither of us will be there and there's going to be a default judgment against us. So they intentionally did nothing so that they would get a default judgment against us. Luckily, I know these criminals. I wouldn't let them get away with that. Finally, in court for trial again on June 1st. No cop. And even though it had been marked final by Judge Spinner, Judge Mathers would not dismiss it. Why? Because he didn't do it himself. He didn't believe it. He doesn't trust anyone. So he marked it double, triple secret final, and it was scheduled again for trial today, July 19th. The speeder was reduced by 10 miles an hour, which is kind of a victory, even though he was convicted. It was in the middle of the night. He never changed lanes. There was no need. There was nobody on the road, but he was convicted of that too. And he was found not guilty of failing to notify DMV of his new address. The only reason he got that ticket is the cop could not believe that somebody with a foreign accent from the city of New York could possibly have a second home in the Hamptons. They didn't even consider that, okay? My guy has a house in the city and a place in the Hamptons, so they automatically assumed he must have failed to change his address with DMV. Not guilty on that one. But all those appearances, all those trial dates, all those motions, that's to fight 3 tickets starting in April of last year. Are they corrupt? What do you think?
The festering sewer of corruption.